Well, welcome to the Beyond Cinema studio presented by CELEBS.com up here at TIFF. Cate Shortland, Saskia Rosendahl. Firstly, congratulations on the film. Been a while between projects for you. What is that? Is that just a virtue of time, or is that more an indication of the state of film and financing and getting it all together?
No, I was attached to a few projects, but I didn't have as much passion for them as this one. And I actually found doing the media after Somersault quite difficult.
Yeah.
And I thought I just should have a break. So we went to Africa and I worked outside Soweto. And then we adopted our kids.
Oh, cool.
So I've got a son and a daughter. So I've been quite busy.
Yeah. So what was it about? So if you were looking for a passion, did the passion for this project come from Rachel's book, or did it come from wanting to tell a story set in this kind of period?
It came from the book, and the way the book is structured is the characters are human beings first, and then the politics and the history creeps up on you. So you feel really close to the characters, and then all these terrible things start happening. So it's it's the opposite way usually to period dramas about war being told. Usually it's the war, then the characters. This was the opposite.
Right, and for you, Saskia, I mean, it's almost like that this film almost unfolds in real time, in a sense. It's like we're spending a few days in this very heightened situation. When was the first time you met Cate, and when was the first, did you read the script before you sat down with her, or what did you know about the project when you guys met?
I came in very late in this project, and I read the script the night before I met Cate. And yeah, then I felt like the character itself, I didn't really think about the whole difficulties of the period first, but only thought about the interesting development of the character.
It's almost like she just has to deal with things on a moment-by-moment basis, right? And so when you met, what was it about each other that you thought you wanted to work together?
She made me cry in the casting because Saskia's a dancer. So she, at the end of the day, she grabbed Kai Molina, who plays Thomas. She grabbed hold of his shirt and she let go of her feet. And then he backed away from her and she just let her body go. And it was such a big movement, and it's such a sort of visceral feeling that everybody in the room burst into tears.
Do you speak German?
No.
So wanting to make this film, was there ever a time when you thought, yeah, I want to do this film, but I'll probably make it in English?
No, 4 years ago I said to the producers, if we didn't make the film in German, then I couldn't direct it. Because I just knew, I mean, Saskia speaks good English, but the other kids don't speak any English, really, the little ones. And we would have had to cast for the English rather than casting for the good actors.
Right.
It wouldn't have worked at all, yeah.
So was that an exciting or a daunting prospect, being able to not communicate directly with your stuff?
I don't know, what was it like? It was, I don't really remember it. Maybe it's like childbirth. I don't really remember it being terrible.
No, I mean, for me in the beginning, when I met her first time, it was quite difficult to talk about all the emotional things because my school English was not that good. But we spent so much time together, and that wasn't really a problem, was it?
And for you as well, Saskia, it's really your first, feature lead performance. Was that? Did you feel like it was taking you to a place where you had to be a lot braver than you are normally, and did you find that frightening at all?
Actually, it wasn't frightening because the team was so lovely. It was so caring about me and me personally as well, and I never felt uncomfortable. And of course, it was a different experience from everything I experienced before. It was different from every performance I had on stage before, and it was challenging but not scary.
Yeah. Had you seen Somersault?
Yes.
Before or after you met?
I met her and then I watched the film and then we shot Laura.
Is it weird, Kate, seeing the transformation of the people that were in that film? I mean, Abby's here this year. Abby Cornish is up here. Sam Worthington obviously has become a big star. Is the success of that film and those actors, is that something that weighs on you, or is it something that's just, it's out there in the ether?
Yeah, it's out there in the ether. Like, I'm working with Sam at the moment. I'm writing a series that he's producing. So we often sit in the writing room together with the other writers, and he's just the same. He's just as goofy and ridiculous and funny as he always was.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it hasn't changed anything.
Do you think that's a factor of being Australian and working in Australia as well? That you get caught up in the madness sometimes?
Yeah, I think good actors know what it is to get caught up in that,
Yeah.
and they just want to make good work. And I think he's one of those actors. He's really serious about his work, but he really enjoys his life.
The co-production thing that came up on this film, I mean, there's Germany, Scotland, Australia, UK Film Council sticker at the end as well. Do you get involved in any of that, or you leave it to the producers?
I did get involved in this because during when we were trying to finance the film, the global financial crash happened and the UK Film Council folded. So then we had to find more money, and then I was travelling with Carsten Stotter in Germany having meetings, and to his credit he got the money, but it was really difficult. Did Scotland bringing financing to this project, did that change anything? Is there anything Scottish about this movie that we just didn't Besides
see?
the kilts.
Yeah, all the kilts.
Paul Welsh was he was the first producer, and he's so great on script, and he was the one that forced me to do, there's 3 novellas, and he was the one that forced us to do the most difficult one, which is Laura, and he's been there ever since. He's here now, so I think it's his Scottish good humour and stoicism that's sort of got us through, actually.
There's obviously like some references even in the credits to the Krawitz family photos as well. And I know both you and Tony were living in Europe. He was making his film, you were making yours. Did you embark on those projects separately at the same time? Were you both kind of going in and out of like a home base? And how much do you guys actually communicate to each other about the stuff you're working on?
Liz Watts was producing both projects with other producers. We were based in Berlin, and then we started travelling through Germany for the shooting of the film. So Tony came for a lot of that, and then he was wrecking to Greece and Hungary and going back and forward for Dead Europe. And then I got back to Australia, and 4 days later he left to shoot Dead Europe, and we didn't have a house, and I had the 2 kids. So it was really chaotic, but it was also part of the experience. The whole experience was so chaotic because we're in forests, and it wasn't easy.
Making a film that's set in this period is obviously going to put you in the pathway of commenting on the politics of the situation. Do you think about that as well before you embark on a project, knowing that you're going to have to spend time with it afterwards, commenting on all sorts of things that perhaps, are not central to the story for you? Or
Well, the victims of the Holocaust were they were what we thought of for the whole time, because the father in the story is one of the heads of the Einsatzgruppen, which is the mobile death squads in Belarus. So all the houses we were shooting in were Jewish houses that had been taken off the families in the 30s. So it was everywhere we shot. One of the places we shot was a slave labour armaments factory. So that was central to everything we were doing, even though we were making a film about kids whose parents were perpetrators. My husband's family are German Jews. It was all, it all had to be tied together, and you have to totally always going towards the truth, trying to find the truth. Yeah.
Saskia, for you, living in Germany, working in Germany, obviously there's a lot of material that's based around the Holocaust and these events. Is there any reluctance on the part of you as a German actor or to get involved in projects like this because you've seen or maybe heard so much of it, or is it just part and parcel of what has happened, and therefore there are always going to be stories that are, you know, that involve this subject matter for German actors?
I think there should always be stories about it because there's so many other things to be told, and I was really lucky that I was involved in a project that tells something about this period in a totally different point of view that is not that usual, and therefore it was not like, oh, again this theme and this topic to talk about. We learn a lot about it in school, so it's always present, so we always think about it again and again, but this was totally different.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for spending a few minutes chatting to us this morning. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.